guys, it's Taylor, and today's video is going to be a review of a palette that just recently came out for the holiday season, and that is the Lorac MegaPro 2 palette. The last video that I did on my channel was a tutorial using that, so I will have that linked in the description bar down below, but I told you guys that I would do a full review on the palette as far as, you know, how much it costs, how the product is, how good of quality it is, and everything like that. So as promised, that is the video that is coming up today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're interested in learning about the Lorac MegaPro 2 palette, then please keep watching. So last year, Lorac Cosmetics released a massive Mega Pro palette, and it was the first time that they had done that, which basically, if you're not familiar with their Pro palettes, they are really just great quality shadows. The first one is kind of more warmer tones, and then the second one is a little bit cooler. And then last year they had the holiday palette, which was the Lorac Mega Pro, and this year they decided to release another one, which I am always down for a good Lorac Pro palette because they are always great quality. They're always just really exceptional shadows. I already knew that I wanted this palette as soon as I heard about it coming out. So this is only available at Ulta. It is a special deal between Ulta and Lorac Cosmetics about that they only sell them at Ulta. So you can buy them online through the Ulta website, which I will have linked down below, or you can purchase it in store, just whatever's the most convenient for you guys. Now, as far as price, this is $60, which means it comes out to just under $2 a shadow. There are 48 shadows in this gorgeous palette. So price-wise, although it does have a big price tag, you are getting a big bang for your buck. So I thought that it was totally worth it, especially for the fact that I know that Lorac shadows are just always of great quality. So I didn't really fear that I wouldn't get my money's worth paying $60 for this palette. As far as packaging goes, it is the classic Lorac Pro packaging where it's got that, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a very strange feel to it, and then it has the lid. I don't know actually what that's called when you have a palette. Lid, I guess? And it's got the massive mirror, and then it can fold all the way over, which is really nice. I like being able to do that because sometimes I don't want my palette to take up all the space on my countertop or wherever I happen to be getting ready, so I like that you can fold this back, especially for travel. That's really nice if you're trying not to take up too much space while you're getting ready, so I'm always a fan of the Pro packaging. It's also really, really slim, which means even though it's like wide this way, it's not like a super thick palette, which does make it harder to travel with some other kinds of palettes, so I am always a fan of the Lorac Pro packaging, and this is no exception. So as far as product goes, I think that this palette is really everything you could want the Lorac MegaPro 2 to be. I mean, Lorac has done an incredible job. They always have exceptional shadows, especially their shimmer shades, and I think that they are the best for like transition shades, something that's really good to put in your crease but not something super dark. I mean, they have the good dark colors as well, but I just find that they always, like with these shades right here called Tawny over here and then Melon, those are some of the best transition shades I've ever worked with. Same with the Lorac Pro 2 palette, just the regular Pro 2 palette. It has the shade Nectar, and that's another really, really great transition shade, so this is no exception. I am in love with this palette. I would say that the standout shades for me, besides those two that I already mentioned, are Olivine here. That's a really, really gorgeous, like, can't tell if it's silver or green kind of shade. It's kind of different in different lights, so that's really pretty. Goji here is really the whole reason that I bought this palette. It is the most beautiful, like, deep, dusty rose color. I am so obsessed with this shade, so I've really been loving to use that. Blue Quartz is another big standout one. It's a super, super pigmented, really rich royal blue shade, and it's metallic as well. And then these purple shades up here, it's purple and lavender, and those were just some really standout shades for me because you really don't see super pigmented matte purples like that very often, or maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but I thought that that was kind of an uncommon shade and another great reason to purchase this palette. What I love about the Lorac Pro palettes in general, but particularly the Mega Pro palettes like this one, is that they have a little bit of everything. They have some mixtures of some shades that are fun and you can kind of really play up, or you can use them as like a more muted or more neutral kind of look, something a little more simple and everyday wearable. Like, you could totally take these shades up here and do like a really bomb orange, like smoky eye. I don't even know what words I'm using to describe this anymore, but you could do something like super bright orange and go with all that, or you could use it as like a really nice transition shade and just buff it into your crease to kind of balance out cool and warm tones. So it's something that I think is very versatile. I think that this is the perfect palette for like fall time. I think it's got a lot of those colors in there. I've been using it like straight time since I purchased it a week and a half ago, so I am certainly loving all these shades. It also has a nice balance of shimmers and mattes. The first two rows up here are all matte shades, and then the two on the bottom are all shimmery shades of some sort. Some of them are a little more jewel tones, some of them are just like slightly shimmery. But you do get a really good combination of all different types of shadows, all different colors, all different, you know, whether it's a cool undertone or warm or whatever. So basically this is just a super versatile palette and it's great for really anybody to have. Recently I have been trying out a new category in my reviews called performance, so like how it performs throughout the day, and I believe in the last one that I filmed, which is actually coming up after this, but I believe that I actually said that I was going to do it and forgot to mention it. But anyway, I am actually going to mention performance in this one. As always, the Lorac Pro palettes, I've said over and over again that their shadows are of like super great quality, and this is no exception. It lasts all day. They are beautiful, they are shimmery, they stay bright and happy and shimmery all day long. You don't lose any of that, so the pigmentation throughout the day, at the end of the day, it'll be exactly the same as it was when you put your makeup on in the morning, which I think is a really great quality in these shadows. So the last question in any review is, would I recommend this product? And of course I would. I've always been a big fan. If you've been watching my channel, I've done a lot lately with like my Lorac Pro palettes, and I'm always a fan of the Pro palettes. I actually don't own any other makeup by Lorac Cosmetics. I really should if I'm like such a fan of this, but I just haven't gotten around to like buying anything else from them, but the Pro palettes are enough to just make me love this company. So I would definitely recommend this product, especially if you're not wanting to spend a ton of money on like a bunch of different holiday releases and you're just looking for something that kind of encompasses everything. I think this is the perfect palette to do that, because it does have a little bit of everything. It's got some of the really playful shades, it's got some of the really subtle and neutral shades, so definitely recommend this palette to you guys. I think it is beautiful and you will love it just as much as I do. And with that said, that is the end of this review. Be sure to stay tuned if you want to see the swatches at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful if you were considering buying this palette. As always, Lorac Cosmetics did a wonderful job with another Pro palette, so I couldn't be more pleased with it, and I hope that you guys are as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you next time. Love you. Bye. So guys, here is the first row of swatches from the Lorac MegaPro 2 palette. From left to right here we have Porcelain, Custard, Tawny, Burlap, Melon, Tangerine, Saddle, and Forest. I would say that the standout shades for me in this one are definitely Melon and probably Forest as well. Melon and Tawny mix together really well to make a great transition shade. That's these two right here. But I just think Forest is beautiful. It's a really nice, deep, matte, like forest green color. So I think it is really pretty. This first row definitely has some of the really good transition colors as far as the mattes go. Alrighty, so here is the second row of swatches. From left to right here we have Bisque, Lavender, Purple, Sorbet, Goji, Cabernet, Ash, and Black. Now Ash actually turned out a little bit more purple than I was expecting. It's supposed to be like an ashy gray color. But what really stands out to me in this row, besides Goji, which you guys already know I am obsessed with, are these two purple shades over here. They're both matte purples. One's a really light, obviously lavender because it's called lavender, and the other one is just a plain like royal purple color. I think that those are so cool. I actually don't know how I'm going to use them yet, but I really want to take advantage of that shade lavender. I think it is a really beautiful light purple matte color and I'm really excited to use it, so that's definitely a standout shade in this row for me. Alrighty guys, here is the third row of swatches. From left to right we have Sugar, Chiffon, Prosecco, Soft Plum, Cinnamon, Sandstone, Gunmetal, and Blue Quartz. I actually was really surprised at what the standout shade was here because I thought it was going to be Blue Quartz, but definitely for me, besides Prosecco, which is a beautiful like champagne or Prosecco colored shadow, I would say that Gunmetal is really the standout here. It's a beautiful gunmetal gray, like silvery. In some lights it looks a little bit taupe, in some lights it's a little gray, it's kind of everything, so I'm always attracted to shadows like that and I think this one is going to be a gorgeous addition to my collection. So definitely that's a standout shade in this row for me. So here in the very last row from left to right we have Moonlight, Seashell, Peony, Dark Sienna, Penny, Olivine, Gold Leaf, and Black Ivy. So I would definitely say that this row is more of kind of what the Lorac Pro palettes are known for, those really beautiful, rich, shimmery shades. I mean, obviously all the shades in the palette are gorgeous and super pigmented, but these ones kind of remind me more of what the Pro palettes are known to be. So definitely a super huge fan of Gold Leaf here. Penny is beautiful. Olivine I am wearing in the tutorial that I showed you guys, so that's another favorite for me. I just think that this whole row is gorgeous. I am obsessed with the Lorac Pro shimmery shades. So I also have the Lorac Pro Metals, just the teeny tiny palette that has shimmery shades in it, so that is definitely what this reminds me of, and I'm super, super excited about these colors. So guys, here is just another view of the palette as a whole, so you can kind of see all of the shades together here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review and that it was helpful for you in some way if you're considering purchasing this palette. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!